Hey parents, I want to talk about an aspect of parental estrangement which I don't think I've discussed a whole lot, and if I have, I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat myself. So, there's an aspect of parental estrangement that our adult sons and daughters dread because a lot of us don't think of this because we're still riddled with guilt and shame when they walk away, embarrassment, and all that. So, I'm going to read to you what I wrote down, and it's imperative you write this down because this is something that you're going to have to take care of. I'm begging you to. When your kids declare they are adults and walk away, subsequently cutting contact, ghosting you, changing their number, moving somewhere else, you should take the steps to protect yourself financially. A lot of parents who have children they've trusted have allowed their children once in a while to have their credit card and debit card information, maybe to place orders for school or whatever the case may be. If they know the PIN to your credit card number, you need to change it. You need to close all of your credit cards and get new ones issued in your name. Take them off of your accounts. If you have joint accounts, give them the money they've placed in the account and transfer it into an official cashier's check. You're going to make sure they get that check. You don't want to hold any of their finances, which they worked hard for and rightfully earned. You don't want them attached to any of your accounts anymore or to have access to your money. You need to remove them as beneficiaries over any of your IRAs, 401ks, etc. Any vehicle that's in your name, they refinance it within 30 days or you repossess it and they can go find a vehicle of their own. They're going to say, well, mom and dad, I made all the payments. Well, at this time, with them walking away, that's just the way it is. You want to be an adult, you refinance the loan, have someone else put their name on it, but get this out of my name. I don't want to be responsible for this vehicle. They need to get their own cell phone plan and pay for their own car insurance. If having them on your health insurance isn't going to affect your deductibles and rates either way, just keep them on. Um, it's not if it doesn't change. Now, if they abuse that, um, that's something you have to consider. But chances are they will only go to the doctor if necessary. You will no longer cover any monthly expenses when it comes to college. There's no allowance. They can go get a part-time job in the evening and work. They can supply their own lunch money and their own and pay for their own Starbucks coffee. Unless they have a college tuition that's been paid in full, this will be your last semester paying for their college. The thing is if they want to act like an adult, you need to respect that and give them their adult responsibilities. Sons and daughters don't want to hear this. They want your money without being connected to you. I'm not saying I'm going to use my money to control anyone else. But if we don't have a relationship and you aren't willing to sit down and talk with me so we can resolve things, that means if you don't want me, you don't want any of me. And that's just the way it is. Parents aren't trying to control their children. Children have relied on their parents for way too long. When I hear a 25-year-old is still living at home and not contributing, that to me is a red flag. Especially if that son or daughter has a job. They need to contribute. They need to pay for their food. We need to get them set up for success in the outside world so they can leave, have a home, support their families, and do what they need to support themselves. So, anyways, write those points down. I know it's not easy, and your children may come back to you kicking and screaming, or saying you're trying to control them, or how dare you, or I hate you, or you promised. Well, the promise was attached to the relationship. Without a relationship, you've broken that promise. I have not. So, anyways, that's all there is to it. You can do what you want. My daughters left at the age of 19, so after that, I turned off their cell phones and they had to get different plans. And the insurance, I told them, you need to get insurance. And they were on health for a while because their dad and I both had insurance. But other than that, nope, I have not paid for a single bill, and I would not. So, anyways, that's all there is to it, and I will be back.